I'm back with my notebook to share with you another one of the conversations with the higher self that I did as an experiment with one of my friends back in the summer of 2019. And so our purpose around these conversations were to just sit together with an intent to drop ourselves through a self-meditative practice, to expand our consciousness, to slow our brainwave states down, to ask a question prayerfully, and to receive the answer. And so, yes, so I thought I would share with you another one of these conversations. And so I think I might, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, no way. So I'm going to share with you, it happens to be August the 7th. And so I'm going to share with you August the 7th. And so again, the practice is that we would sit together, sitting on the floor, cross-legged. We would go into a meditative state in a prayerful way. We would ask a question, and then we would start writing down what answers came. Some people call this practice automatic writing. Anyway, it's an intuitive exercise. And so this is what I got for August the 7th, 2019. And so the question is, what spiritual energies would we benefit from bringing more in? In your time, there are events which align the cosmic forces to the earthly forces. It can be useful to align your mental forces, power to pay attention, to meditate, to pray during these times. The ancients knew this, and so had practices, rituals, and rites to play with these energies. We use the word play intentionally because isn't that what we are doing? What you are doing? At that moment, just as an aside, I saw an image in my mind of Manuka honey. So I'm just going to jump in here to say that as I was editing this video, I was at my friend's place sitting at her kitchen table, and I glance up just as I get to that point of Manuka honey and thinking how random it was, and I was just about to edit it out, and I see right in front of me this bottle of oil, and it says Manuka on it. So I just wanted to share this as another fun coincidence. I'll continue. So what energies to you are spiritual? Perhaps you mean high vibration or frequency energies that feel good. Well, we could bring in the light frequency that translates to joy or love or thankfulness. But for the human to know joy, love, or to be thankful or grateful, it has to come from within. So we think we can rephrase the question to say, what can we open up inside ourselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, to allow those powerful energies to move through the portals or stargates in your own nature? Ask what gateway in the human form or psyche brings or allows to move through and be expressed. Ask again for love. Ask again for gratitude. It is time for people of your culture to begin to wake up to the true function of the body. It is a portal, a gateway. So again, where do you feel joy, love, thankfulness,
Put your mind there. Put all your attention there and see where it takes you. Rather than bringing the energies in as if they were outside of you, that you are lacking them somehow. Instead, cultivate the energies with your attention. Remember, your peace and joy is what you are responsible for. What this makes me think of is that in the very first 10-day silent meditation Vipassana retreat that I did, part of the practice is to scan the body, to part by part go over the body. And the practice of the Vipassana method is to discover through your attention, through focused attention over hours, days, that what you are is frequency, what you are is light. And so I was doing the practice, I was very disciplined about it. And at that time, I had excruciating pain moving through my shoulders, through my shoulder blades, down my arm, into the elbow. And it was flowing down into my back, into my hips. And so I had moved my attention to the point where the pain ended in my arm. So I was examining where the pain was. And then there was a point where the pain wasn't. And then there wasn't any pain as I continued along my arm and into my fingers. So I curiously focused my attention on that specific point, on that first point I could identify where there was no pain. And I put all of my attention there, all of my focus there. And it opened up like a portal. And so as I focused all of my attention there on that spot, my consciousness seemed to sink into it. And I ended up popping out of at street level. I popped up out of a manhole and saw that I was at, street level, and that there were cars, new cars. So it was the early 1900s, because the wheels, or even late 1800s, because the wheels were still made of wood. And the street was cobblestoned. And so somehow I had entered into a new time-space continuum through this point here in my arm. And there were other points as I brought my attention to different points in the body. In the Zen tradition, the focus of attention is in the lower belly, in the hara. And so when I've put my attention there for minutes, for hours, over an extended period of time, it has taken me into this almost watery state of consciousness. It was watery, but extremely still. It was though I had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, where it was just pure peace, pure calm, what I come to call a well or a reservoir of peace. It's still, and it's quiet, and it's calm, and there is nothing whatsoever to think about. There's nothing whatsoever to do. So this mirrors my experience that the body is a portal, that part of its true function is a gateway. And so the instructions here are, so again, where do you feel joy? So we can ask ourselves, when we feel joy, where in the body do I feel joy? When I feel love, when I feel that unconditional love, where do I feel that in my body? Where does it hit me? When I feel gratitude, thankfulness, when I'm truly in that momentum of gratitude, which can spin us into that feeling of awe, actually, where in my body do I feel it? The instructions say, put your mind there, put all of your attention there, and then see where it takes you. And so I think part of our spiritual practices tend to focus our attention outside of ourselves, that we're looking for that higher power, and somehow that higher power is outside of us. rather than inside of us. And so this is reminding us to look inside instead of outside. One of my earliest questions when I guess, embarked on this path of what I didn't know at the time, but was called seeking, one of the wisdoms that I had come upon was that all the answers, everything that you're looking for, is inside of yourself. And I had no idea what that meant. I took it as a truth. I believed it. I just didn't know what it meant. And so over the years, we do come to realize that what we're looking for is right here. But we're not often taught how to connect with that, how to look for it, how to find it, rather. And so again, what we find is that through the Eastern healing arts, through the practice of meditation, the practice of quantum healing hypnosis, that we find we are indeed the conduit for the answers that we're looking for. We are the very thing that we're looking for. So I hope you found this interesting or helpful. If this has inspired any thoughts that may be in agreement or contrary, if you've had a similar experience or a different experience, I would love to hear. Please feel free to share in the comments, and then we'll see what our next topic is. Actually, maybe I'll look ahead. Okay. So the next time we got together, it seems from my notes, was August the 21st. And this topic, I don't know why, I don't remember why this was the topic, but the question was about abortion. The question was, is abortion wrong? And so I have some personal thoughts about that. I've gone through my own soul searching and soul journey around this topic, and so maybe I'll go into a little bit more depth on it. So until next time, have a great day.